and welcome to Thomas Westcott's first ever podcast. My name is Becky Hayes and I'm the VAT partner here at Thomas Westcott. Today I'm joined by Adam Croney and we're going to be discussing making tax digital for VAT.
Hello, I'm Adam Croney. I'm also a partner at Thomas Westcott and I lead our digital services team.
So making tax digital was first introduced on the 1st of April 2019. And most compulsory VAT registered entities would have signed up ahead of that date. However, any business that was trading below the VAT threshold of £85,000 was not required to file under the new regime. This all changes from the 1st of April this year, when all VAT registered businesses should register and begin to submit their VAT returns under MTD. This is regardless of its level of turnover, and the only exception is where the business has successfully agreed exemption with HMRC. In December 21, HMRC reported that around 1.2 million of VAT-registered businesses had its annual turnover of less than £85,000, so mandatory MTD registration potentially affects a large number of businesses.
Tell me a bit more about MTD for VAT, Becky, and why have HMRC now changed the way VAT is reported?
Well, MTD requires a VAT-registered business to keep records digitally and file their returns using software that essentially communicates with HMRC through HMRC's Application Programme Interface platform. Or, to put it simply, VAT returns must be submitted to HMRC through compatible software. That software is the digital link between the VAT-registered entity and HMRC. HMRC have said that MTD is a key part of their plans to make it easier for individuals and businesses to get their tax right and to keep on top of their affairs. It's a transformation of the tax administration of HMRC, and their aim is for it to be more effective, more efficient, and easier for taxpayers to get their tax right. So Adam, I mentioned earlier about digital links, and as your role as head of digital at Thomas Westcott, you must often get asked what a digital link is and how they are used.
You're absolutely right, Becky, we do. And you summarised it quite nicely in that they are a link to ensure that there's a direct interface between the underlying records and what gets filed to HMRC. So quite simply, no more manual completion of VAT returns. Now, there's two ways of doing this. One is to use digital software, cloud accounting platforms like Xero and QuickBooks that many of us would have heard. However, it's still possible to use manual spreadsheets in the way that a number of small businesses will have done in the past. But what's required in these cases is bridging software that effectively provides that link directly between those spreadsheets and then the filing of returns with HMRC. Common examples of bridging software that we see are things like Vital Tax.
And so I suppose a VAT-registered business that uses spreadsheets can also post correction journals, make partial exemption adjustments, so long as they're fed into the bridging software and that software speaks to HMRC.
Absolutely right.
Great, because there are a lot of people that understood that spreadsheets could no longer be used. And I think that was a big issue back in 2019.
You're right, and I think there was some misunderstanding around that. There are lots of other benefits for businesses embracing cloud technology. There are various efficiencies that can be derived through that, but this certainly doesn't need to be the end of using spreadsheets, because we know that there are a number of small businesses that find that more cost effective or certainly find that more practical for them to use.
Brilliant. And also agents can, of course, still submit their VAT returns for their clients. So let's say one of our clients that didn't have the capability to report and file its return digitally, they could obviously bring their records into Thomas Westcott and we can prepare and file their return using our bridging software.
You spoke previously about some of the businesses that this is now going to impact. Are there any exemptions for MTD for VAT?
There is an exemption. HMRC say they will only grant it in rare cases where it's not practical to keep records in a digital format. And this could be due to location, for example, a rural farm that doesn't have access to the internet, or a disability, or for religious reasons. HMRC have made it very clear that exemption will not be granted due to the extra effort, time, or costs that may be needed to file under MTD. The other option, of course, is a business that is trading below the VAT threshold can simply deregister from VAT altogether. There are consequences that should be thought about before a business deregisters, so they should really seek advice. There could be a VAT charge on any stock that's held at the point of deregistration. A business would also lose its ability to recover VAT on costs, so something to think about, and just make sure that you're aware of all the consequences of deregistering.
Thank you. So assuming we're talking to businesses now that are now realising that they are going to be captured and they're not going to be covered under any of those exemptions, what are the next steps for those businesses to follow to register?
So businesses should already be looking at their systems now. They should be making sure that their software is capable of keeping records in a digital format and that their software can also file to HMRC. HMRC allowed businesses a soft landing period for 2 years from the 1st of April 2019, and that allowed businesses a bit more time to put those digital links in place. No such soft landing period has been allowed this time, so businesses should really be getting this right from the 1st of April 22. And businesses that do not have the necessary software should speak to you or your experienced digital team, and you can discuss the various options with them. And once the entity is happy that they have all the digital links in place, then they can register for MTD using their government gateway account. Any business concerned about any of these changes or would like further information, they can speak to me or you, Adam, and our contact details are on our website. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for more Thomas Westcott podcasts.